Hey, hello friends. How are you doing? So this is your buddy StyBull, and today I am here with another exciting, interesting video on how to install Python on your machine. So before we jump in, we know we know it is like Python is one of the most popular programming language, or I can say it is the popular programming language right now, especially if you are working on data science, machine learning, AI, and other scientific computations. So in case if you are planning to start coding in Python, I would definitely recommend so. And in order to start off, you have to install Python on your machine first. So I'll guide you through the process. So let's jump in. So first, you have to open your browser and simply search for download Python. So herein we are installing on Windows. The process is almost same for other OS as well, like in Linux or Mac. So you have to go to this official Python website, www.python.org, and you can click the first link. So here I am downloading for Windows. So herein you can see in the home page itself, it says download the latest version for Windows, and it is 3.11.2, and I am clicking it. So it is a very small file, and I got that downloaded. Let me go ahead and launch it. So I have it downloaded over in my downloads folder. I'm gonna launch it. Okay, so here while you are installing Python, either you can directly click install now or you can customize your installation. So let us customize installation so that I can list out few other things. So before that, obviously you have to use admin privileges when installing py.exe. And the another most important thing is that you have to enable this option as well. That is add python.exe to path with this which is that is what it will do is that in your Windows OS environment variables, a path will a variable name path will be created, and in that path it will mention it is like where exactly this Python interpreter was installed within your OS. So this is very important. Only then it is like your OS will be able to predict where this Python interpreter is installed. Okay, now moving on, let me click customize installation, and herein you can see uh, so when you are trying to install Python, the very first thing it is like we are going to install is Python interpreter. So Python interpreter is the core component of Python. So it is what reads, parses your Python code and executes it. And besides that, we are also provided with few other things, which is the documentation for Python. So that is what we see over here. And the other thing is pip. So pip is actually a package manager. So normally it is like Python is in Python there were a lot of open source libraries which you want to download or install, libraries or packages, and using this pip you can install that. So this is also coming along with this. And the next thing is IDLE. So IDLE is nothing but it is an integrated development environment similar to Visual Studio or Visual Studio Code or PyCharm, which comes along with this particular file. So it is a very lightweight. I'll show you. And the TCL and TK is this is referring to tkinter, a GUI library for Python. And the next thing is Python Suite and Python Launcher. You can it is like enable all of those things. Now let me click next. Okay. And you can choose to install Python 3.11 for all users who are logging into the system. And yeah, you can also enable the other things as well. That is whenever if there was a file with the name .py extension, it will associate this to it will identify it as Python file. And you can create shortcut and add Python to environment variables, which is something which we have already done. And you can also enable download debugging symbols and debugging binaries, which will be useful when you are debugging your Python code. And the last thing is the location. So I would recommend you to just like keep maintain this location as it is. Don't it is like store it on other location. Okay, let's jump in and start the installation. So I have started the installation. So you can see first it is like the core interpreter is getting installed. So that is the main component actually which we want to install in order to run Python on your environment. And besides that, we are getting it is like that standard library. So Python by allow comes with some standard library for math and other functions. So that is also getting installed. And yeah, and then it is like the Python test suite and the package manager, which I mentioned, pip, and the IDE which they provide, that is IDLE. So that is also getting installed. Let's wait for some time. So we can see the documentation is also getting installed. Okay, friends. So now that we have the Python successfully installed on our machine, let's go and check. So if you have Python successfully installed, as soon as you type Python, you can see this icon, which means Python interpreter successfully installed. And the other documents which we see over here are the docs. And this is that IDE, that integrated development environment, which I talked about, the lightweight IDE, which comes with this. So we can quickly run a code and check. So I'm opening the command prompt. So if Python is already installed, if successfully installed, if I run this Python command and if I press enter, it will directly take me to the interpreter. So you can see Python 3.11.2, and let me, now we are inside the interpreter. So this three greater than symbol, uh, this is a prompt for it is like Python interpreter. So let's just write a simple program. Thanks friends for watching this video. Feel free to subscribe and share your comments. Okay, so our Python interpreter is working fine. We can see that our command is working good. And I'll also show you that IDLE. So this is also the same thing. So here also you can just type in print. Feel free to give thumbs up if you like the video. Okay, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I wish you the best in your Python programming journey. See you on another great video. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much.